They are 5 bills that further our administration's goal of achieving the cleanest air of any large city in the United States through promoting fuel efficiency, cleaner fuels, and upgrading engines. Now, the first is introductory number 218A, which is sponsored by Council members Capel, Chin, Comrie, Fidler, Foster, Gentile, Lander, Nelson, Levine, Gennaro, Vallone, Brewer, and Eugene. Currently, the FDNY ambulances, as you may know, must run their engines while idling in order to continuously operate life-saving equipment and provide electrical power for that. Although essential in assuring EMS equipment runs properly, this constant energy output results in a lower fuel economy for these vehicles. And this legislation codifies an FDNY pilot program scheduled to begin this fall, where auxiliary power units in ambulances will be used to provide cooling, heating, and electric power while the vehicle's engine is turned off. Following the pilot, a report will be issued by the department detailing the performance of the pilot and a cost-benefit analysis of equipping the entire ambulance fleet with these auxiliary power units. Introductory number 1061A, sponsored by Council members Gennaro, Levine, Eugene, Fidler, Mark Viverito, Mendez, Palmer, Richards, Chin, Gentile, Vallone, and Brewer, codifies our administration's policy to purchase environmentally friendly vehicles and biodiesel fuels. This bill requires that at least 5% biodiesel fuel be used for all diesel fuel-powered vehicles operated by a city agency, and in 2016, at least 20% biodiesel fuel be used during the warmer months of April to November. Exceptions are incorporated in the event that biodiesel fuel may void a manufacturer's warranty or the biodiesel fuel supply is interrupted. This legislation also requires that a pilot program be undertaken to determine the feasibility of using 20% biodiesel fuel during the winter months. At the conclusion of this pilot, the Department of Citywide Administrative Services will issue a report on its findings and recommendation for greater B20 use. In addition, this legislation requires that by 2017, any diesel fuel-powered motor vehicle that is used to perform a solid waste or recyclables contract, as well as any sightseeing bus licensee, retrofit their vehicles to meet a Level 4 emissions control strategy or meet the 2007 EPA engine standards for particulate matter. The city will also be required to ensure that at least 90% of its fleet meet these standards by 2017. Introductory number 1062A is sponsored by Council members Gennaro, Levine, Fidler, Lander, Mendez, Palmer, Richards, Gentile, Vallone, Brewer, and Eugene. Currently, the Commissioner of Environmental Protection may issue a 3-year waiver for certain diesel-powered vehicles that are unable to adopt best available retrofit technology. In these circumstances, the vehicle must utilize the next best retrofit technology. And our administration and the City Council have a shared concern that entities receiving waivers will continue to operate these aging vehicles without efforts being made to replace them with ones that have a lower particulate matter emissions and are better for our environment. This legislation removes the ability for vehicles used to perform a solid waste recyclable material contract and licensed diesel fuel-powered sightseeing buses from receiving a waiver after January 1st, 2014. Introductory number 1072A is sponsored by Council members Richard Levine, Chin, Comrie, James, Capel, Lander, Palmer, Vallone, Brewer, and Eugene. Our administration has made significant investments in technology to review the fuel economy of the city fleet with the goal of increasing our fuel energy performance. Introductory number 1074A requires that the use-based fuel economy of the city's light-duty and medium-duty vehicles be reported beginning in 2016, and this information be included within the Mayor's Management Report. Now, the final bill before us today, if you're keeping track and can remember every one of these, the final bill before us today is introductory number 1082A, sponsored by Council members Wills, Levin, Chin, Palmer, Gentile, Vallone, Brewer, and Eugene. Local law 130 of 2005, which I signed into law, established minimum percentage increases in the average fuel economy of all light-duty vehicles purchased by the city up to fiscal year 2016. Since signing this law, the city has met and exceeded these targets, I'm happy to say. The legislation before us today extends these requirements to fiscal year 2023, where the city will be required to reach at least a 40% increase in the average fuel economy of light-duty vehicles purchased. And I would like to thank Deputy Mayor Kaz Holloway, Fire Department Commissioner Sal Casano, Department of Citywide Administration Services Edna Wells Handy, and Deputy Commissioner Keith Kerman, Environmental Protection Commissioner Carter Strickland, Sanitation Commissioner John Doherty, and their staff for their work on these bills, along with our Office of City Legislative Affairs. I'd also like to thank Speaker Quinn and the City Council for working with us to craft legislation that will continue our commitment to ensuring New York City's air is the cleanest of any large city in the country. We'll now turn to the bill's sponsors and other elected officials wishing to speak, and after that we'll have some people who signed up to speak. So on any particular order,
Donovan, it's your first bill. You're going first.
Come on,
my
Donovan.
friend.
Go ahead.
Well, good afternoon. It is an honor to be here. I just wanted to personally be here for my first bill signing. Yes, I am the rookie in the City Council, but no stranger to it. So it is an honor to be here. Southeast Queens has been plagued with every sort of environmental issue you can think of, whether it's flooding, whether it's the airport. So these bills are certainly going to help us to ensure that we are doing better for our communities, making sure that we have cleaner air. In the Rockaways, I can tell you, with the devastation of Hurricane Sandy, and not just Sandy, before Sandy, the airport traffic that we're getting, we have some of the highest asthma rates in the city. So these bills are going to help, certainly address some of these issues, and very happy that I was able to work with Councilmember Gennaro, who taught me a few weeks ago how to make iced coffee. So I'm certainly grateful for that, but want to thank the mayor as well for certainly signing on to these bills. So thank you, guys, and it's an honor to make history today. Thank you, Mayor Bloomberg.
Is there anything we should know about making iced coffee that's different than just pouring coffee over ice? Shaken, not stirred, or something? Would you like on that? You have to go second.
Yes. You took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say shaken, not stirred. And so only a guy like James, with the name James, my name is James, could pull that off. But the mayor is just one step ahead of me, as always. I just want to be, and
That's
the mayor.
because Sean Connery is my age, not yours.
But I just wanted to be here. Of course, the mayor did a great job in talking about the bills, and I wanted to be here today. As things move along, a couple of months left, just to pay tribute, as I like to do at these things, to the most progressive environmental, the national leader in urban environmental sustainability. That would be Michael Bloomberg and his administration, and I want to thank him for all that they've done. And one of the things that make this administration great is the people that they put on their team, and in working with Carter Strickland and also Commissioner Wells Handy. It's been and the Office of Long-Term Planning and Sustainability, and it goes on and on. It's just really a pleasure to work with them. And I just want to pay tribute to some other people, because we do things, and we put forward these policies, but it's the people that really put their time and capital and talents on the line to really grow green businesses. And so the first step is working with the greenest administration in the country to lay the groundwork, and then it's up to the entrepreneurs to take advantage of that and put their time and talent and capital on the line. I'm going to keep my remarks short, because these people today, Mr. Mayor, want to take the picture with you as the leader in urban environmental sustainability in the country, and they would be honored to do that.
How come nobody wanted my picture when we put in the smoking ban?
I was with you on that. I was with you on that. I was with you on that.
I got a lot of one-finger waves in the parade, I'll tell you that.
And so there's a great group called the Renewable Energy Group, and they're here in force today. My longtime friend Danny Falcone is a Northeast sales manager. He goes back to the days when we were really trying to get bio started. I want to thank Danny in a special way. I'd like to, and another Danny, Daniel O., who's the president and CEO of REG, made a trip from far to come here. We appreciate that. Scott Hedrick, who's the director of corporate affairs for REG, and Gary Hare, who's not only with REG but the chairman of the National Biodiesel Board. And they have a lot to thank this administration for moving biodiesel forward. And we have, some local heroes who really do great things. We got Brent Baker, who was in a movie with me, a long time ago, called Fuel, and it was great. Going to Sundance and hanging out and doing everything that we did, but we had to come back here and go to work, and you've done great things, Brent, and I thank you for that. And a great partner with the city is Mr. Steve Levy, whoever he is, with Sprague. He's a long-term leader in making sure the city has the fuel it's needed, and I thank Sprague in a special way. And I'd be really remiss if I didn't thank my colleagues in the council. Donovan Richards, great guy, comes forward, first bill, and so when I go talk to this guy, he's going to be one of the environmental leaders. But I want to thank Samara Swanston for all the great work that she's done with the committee. I want to thank Jeff Baker for all the great work that he does. My own guys, Paul Leonard and Bill Murray. And with that, I'm going to yield the rest of my time, although I kind of use more than my time ananyway. But I'm still hoping that the mayor will be gracious enough to take a picture with these wonderful people that we brought here today.
We will certainly do that.
Okay.
Cardi, want to say something? No, thank you. Nothing else? Oh, well.
Said it all.
Said it all. But it's not been said by everyone. We have a number of speakers, namely 4 that have signed up in no particular order. George Peckenham, Silverman Siegel, Brent Baker, Tri-State Biodiesel, Daniel O., Renewable Energy Group, and Gary Hauer, Chairman, NBB, National Biodiesel Board. So if you want to all go up there and in any order that you'd like to do it. And I think it'd be useful to just identify yourselves to everybody. So that
George Packenham. I hope you remember me, Mr. Mayor. I was here in February 2009 when you signed a fleet of bills, and just wanted to say that you've been a great mayor, and I'd vote for you again if you were running.
if I could get my daughters to vote for me, maybe I'd.
I'm representing Isabel Silverman, who was formerly of the Environmental Defense Fund, who you may remember, and Norman Siegel. They have teamed up, urging you to pay attention to the memo that Isabel wrote and sent to Kaz Holloway last year in October, which addresses some nuance to the engine idling issue as it pertains to Bill 218A. And I had a copy of this for you if you'd like to take a peek. And Attorney Siegel advises that I suggest to you to not sign that bill until you two people can speak. So that's my message from them.
Right.
7 years ago, I began to film a documentary film called Idle Threat. You're the star of it. You're one of the stars of it, Mr. Mayor. And last month, I signed a distribution contract with a distributor who has a 30-year track record in this. So I think it's going to get some legs. It releases in about 3 weeks. It had its debut at the Woodstock Film Festival and was featured at the Environmental Film Festival of our nation's capital in Washington, D.C. in March. It's going to be screened in New York real soon. I'd like to suggest a private screening for you and your team if you're so inclined.
Good, yeah, Carter will talk to you and he'll get that thing. Thank you.
Hi, Brent Baker, Tri-State Biodiesel. Hopefully you remember me from the last bill signing. I just wanted to express my appreciation and delight at this bill, particularly the use of biodiesel in the city vehicles. I've been personally working towards trying to help make that happen through our company, Tri-State Biodiesel, for many years. Started promoting biodiesel in 1995, founded the company in 2004, was testifying to the City Council since the early 2000s about biodiesel, first getting the term recognized and so on and so forth. And so I think this is a really crucial, as a lifelong environmental activist and someone who has been dedicated to making biodiesel happen, this is a huge step forward, as I think you know. And it will not only improve the air quality locally and lower greenhouse gas emissions, but also remember that we're recycling millions of gallons of cooking oil that was previously being dumped down the drains. And I can tell you, because our trucks are personally doing it day in and day out, we recycle from over 5,000 restaurants here in the city, and we recycle oil all around the region. And we turn that into biodiesel fuel that we're now selling directly to fleets. We're now selling it as 100% pure biodiesel to heating oil customers. We have over 300 buildings that use pure biodiesel, as well as selling blended fuels. And we're have really good results with our higher blends, 20% and more. And we've sold them to bus companies, we've sold them to trucking fleets. And so I also want to encourage you to continue with this work. And I really hope that at some point the school buses will also come over to using biodiesel, because there with the school buses, we have the added opportunity of making a better air quality inside the school buses for these kids. And we all know that these diesel emissions are pretty bad for them, and some of these bills are going to help, and biodiesel would really help as well. So once again, I commend you as a lifelong environmentalist. I think that Jim Gennaro and the City Council and the Environmental Committee and yourself, Mr. Mayor, have done an amazing job in taking New York City to a more sustainable model. And it's something I'm real proud of, so thank you.
Good, thank you.
Mayor Bloomberg and your administration, members of the City Council, especially Councilman Gennaro, thank you very much. I'm Dan O. I'm with REG, also the Renewable Energy Group. We do business every day in this area, we stand ready, along with our industry and many other companies, to serve and support your efforts. I think this will be fundamental in ensuring your legacy and in ensuring cleaner air and greater usage of lower carbon fuels. So thank you very much, and we very much appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you.
Mayor Bloomberg, I'm Gary Hare. I serve as chairman of the National Biodiesel Board, and I'm here today to applaud you, your administration, as well as Councilman Gennaro, for the actions that you're taking here today to assure that biodiesel's use will be continued in the city fleet and grow the use of biodiesel in the city's fleet. Biodiesel will reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It's America's advanced biofuel, which is quite significant. And the leadership that New York has shown in making sure that air quality is enhanced and improved for your citizens, as well as use of bioheat, is significant, and it supports a growing industry in the U.S. that contributes jobs to the economy. And on behalf of our industry, I want to thank you so much for your effort.
Well, thank you. Those comments that all of you made about Gennaro happen to be, as Henry Kissinger would say, have the added advantage of being true. And he is, no one person does everything, but the City Council has been there, led by Christine Quinn, in all fairness, and Jim, and have tried to do what's right for the city. And we still have a long ways to go. We're a lot better than most other cities, but we still pollute a lot, and we could be much more efficient and not stress our environment or our natural resource supply any more than we do it a lot less than what we're doing now. Anybody else like to add anything? If not, I will sign all of these bills and we can take some pictures.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Said that. Happy New Year to everyone who is celebrating. I'm going to go to my sister. All right, last one. Absolutely.
Yeah, we have the folks from REG. I don't want
Much more raised.